All right. Well, welcome to Summit Center for Spiritual Living, where we share universal good through love. And Michael is going to light our candle and explain the significance of it. So,
Good morning. Yes, this is our one ritualistic thing that we do every Sunday is we light our candle. The wax represents that there's only one, and that we are the individual light of God as us. And that when we gather as community again, we do shine a much greater light to the world. So thank you.
well, thank you. And John, you want to lead us in our opening song?
All right, joy is wonderful. Joy in the morning, joy in the afternoon, joy in the evening, joy again soon. When we are happy, joy is out. Joy is wonderful. Joy is now. Joy in our homes. Joy in our work. Joy in relationships. Joy at a birth. When we are happy, joy is how. Joy is wonderful. Joy is now. Joy in accomplishment, joy in getting done, joy in doing well, joy in having fun. When we are happy, joy is how. Joy is wonderful. Joy is now. Joy is now.
Thank you, John. And I've get my words out here. All right. So today our speaker is going to be Carolyn, and she is going to be talking about no mistakes. And I'm going to go ahead and do our Science of Mind 365 or 365 of Science Mind. And for today, it says, I live as an immortal being. And the Bible quote is, for I am the Lord, I change not. Malachi 3:6. The stamp of individuality is eternal. Emerson said that nothing is dead. Human beings feign themselves dead and endure mock funerals and mournful obituaries. And there they stand looking out of a window, sound and well, in some new and strange disguise. There exists in every person this hope, this belief in the mortality of his own being, and there is something about every living soul that knows he is made of immortal stuff. That there is no death, but eternity is not some far off event. Beloved, now are we the sons of God? is that today that I enter into a complete realization of my immortal being. Today I sense that every person is an immortal as God. Today I know all humanity is closed with resurrection. Immortality is at the hand, and I must experience it. Therefore, I let go of every belief that would deny my privilege of entering into the immortal state of here and now. I live as an immortal being. Today, realizing there is nothing in my past that can rise against me, nothing in my future that can menace the unfoldment of my experience. Life will be an eternal adventure, an unfolding experience of greater and better experiences. Evolution is onward, upward, forward, outward, expansive. Today, I exhaust in this abundant life. I revel in the contemplation of the immeasurable future, the path of eternal progress, the everlastingness of my own being, the ongoingness of my soul, the daily renewed energy and action of the divinity within me, which has forever set the stamp of individualized being on my mind. That was 365 Science Mind. All right. So Tim's going to lead us into meditation, and Michael's going to do it. So, all right. Thank you, Tim and Michael.
Okay. God is loving the world by means of me. On this day I decide that I will be a great channel of love for all to see. God is loving the world by means of me. Peace abounds in my world by means of me. On this day I decide that I will be a great channel of peace for all to see. Peace abounds in my world by means of me.
So let's become still. Let's turn within. As we take a deep breath in, inhale, and exhale. You can close your eyes if you want. If you don't want to, that's okay too. But allow yourself just to become still and turn within. Personally, I like to go into that heart space. That space that's right behind my physical heart. Again, called the Sacred Heart in some Christian traditions. In Hindu traditions, it's called the heart chakra. But it is the sacred place within us. And that pilot light of pure white light's always there. And so we acknowledge that light and we allow that light now to form a ball inside of us, this big, beautiful ball of white light. And as we allow ourselves now just to go into the light and just to dissolve into the light. to the point that we recognize that there's only the light. And as we rest in that we are the light of the world, we recognize again that, as Tim was singing again, that we are the love, we are the light of the world. So recognizing that there is only one life, one activity, one presence, one power that is everywhere present, powerful, all-knowing and active, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, and omniactive. That this is God's world, Creator's world, life's world, no matter what you call it, the I am that I am. God is in and through and as its creation, and it's in and through and as us. For we are the emanation of light as us. We are the emanation of love, life, light, peace, power, beauty, joy, abundance, good in our lives. For God is good. So recognizing that today, we recognize again our wholeness and completeness in this one life. We were made in the image and likeness of our Creator to be free. For life did not create us to be bound by anything. We allow our freedom to come forth today in new and exciting ways. We allow ourselves to image that perfect pattern of life that's within us through health and healing. We allow ourselves to prosper, for there in God there is no poverty, there is no lack, there is no limitation, there's only God. And prosperity abounds. For God is the infinite source of my supply. And I also know that, again, that God is my constant companion. This one life is my constant companion, where I can never be alone or cut off from that one life. So today I just give great thanks that we are together. That we are together again, shining our lights to the world. And we shine our light, not only us gathering, but also through our Facebook and also our YouTube channels. We radiate that one light to the world. They see our light in Akron, and it radiates throughout the planet. So I give great thanks for Carol Ann today, and I know that her message today of no mistakes is the powerful message that affects us at depth. It brings out within us that which is already there. I give great thanks for Tim and for John and everyone on this Zoom meeting today, because we are here by divine appointment to not only to share our divinity, but also to celebrate the divinity of all of us together. Again, our light making a difference in the world by us being aware. I just give great thanks for our time together. I just now know that it is good, it is perfect, and it does its perfect work by bringing forth the God within us in a grander and more wonderful way. For all of this, again, giving great thanks, I release this word into the great law of life, knowing it's already done. If you agree with me, please say with me, and so it is.
God is love in the world by means of me. On this day I decide that I will be a great channel of love for all to see. God is love in the world by means of me. And so it is.
And so as we open our eyes, please also open your cameras. And please look into each other's eyes and see, excuse me, the magnificent person, the God within of each and every person. Okay. All right. So I am grateful to introduce Carol Ann as our speaker today, and she's talking about no mistakes, and I'm going to turn this over to her. So thank you, Carol Ann.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What a joy it is to be here once again. And I just marvel in our presence together. It is just so powerful, just taking this time on a Sunday morning to be together and just to share ourselves. It's quiet, it's a quiet sharing, but it's a very powerful sharing. So this past Thursday was my birthday. And my birthday actually started at 4 o'clock in the morning with a telephone call from my oldest daughter saying, "Mom, Tim's car was stolen, and at 2 o'clock, and the police have just now left." And and so I'm instantly awake, and I said, "Oh, honey, what can I do to help you?" And she said, "I don't know. We're still very, very numb because not only was his car, he had $10,000 worth of his tools that he was bringing back to take to with him in the morning." So she said, "We're looking at $30,000." And she said, we're just numb." So she said, "Mom, do your thing." Now, and my oldest daughter doesn't know about prayer. And she doesn't know, I mean, she loves her mom. She loves what her mom does. It's effective, but um, that thing you do. And so she doesn't say, "Would you pray for us?" She'll say, "Mom, do that thing you do." So that is her shorthand. And I got off the phone and it was, wow. So, and I just left my step behind my mind and just said a few simple uh, words for her and for Tim to help carry him through this time. But and then suddenly what came into my mind are there are no mistakes. And I'm like, this looks like a pretty big one to me. Something happened. And then I was reminded of what I was going to be talking about today, that there are no mistakes in Science of Mind. And if you want to take a look at um, the meditation, it is on page 519 of your Science of Mind text. But it says there are no mistakes. None have ever been made, and none will ever be made. And I said that, and I reflected, and kind of I read it. I read it again and again and again, because my first reaction in reading that was, really? And that, might be your reaction also. There's no, but what it's saying is there's no mistakes, there's no wrongdoing. And I thought, yeah, but he did and my thinking pattern was, yeah, but he did everything right. His tools were in the trunk. He had locked the car. He had all the windows were up. He did everything right. And then I realized that, oh my goodness, that, yeah, but And then the science of mind goes on and says none have ever been made and none will ever be made. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what goes on here? What goes on here? And I'm sure this has happened to a lot of us when we have done something and we, think we're in a really good position and all, and then something totally unexpected happens to them. And I know in the past my response would have been, yeah, right. And but I just really reflected on this. I actually kind of in and out of sleep until 6 o'clock when I got up. Um, and I was thinking back, and think back in your own life at a time when you've done everything right. That's what it boils down to. You've done everything right, and what you expected to happen didn't happen. Yeah. And I look back and I was reminded of a time in high school. Um, when I walked into a test really excited, hey, I know this material, I'm going to ace this material, and didn't get the grade I thought I was going to get. And and then my mind flipped to very early in my marriage. We had moved to a new. We had moved from Indiana back to Pittsburgh, and my husband had gotten up in the morning and gone for his first day of work, and he hadn't been gone 20 minutes when a call from one of the faculty called and asked for him. And I said, no, he just left. And he says, well, I'll catch him at work. I just wanted to let him know that we've gone on strike. and I'm like, oh no, I know what this means. This means I have to get a job. I had two preschoolers and had worked labor and delivery, so knew that my talents were one that hospitals were always looking for, and so that they didn't have to do a long orientation period. And and so I called, went in the next day, had a great interview. They called me later in the day and said, "We're sorry you aren't getting the job. Not that they had hired anyone else, but you are not getting this job." And I was like, "Oh, that doesn't make any sense." And so I started, looking in the paper and looking around, and I found this little ad for uh, Allegheny General Hospital downtown, and they were looking for a labor and delivery nurse. So I went ahead and called them. They said yes, come for an interview. I did, and and was a good interview. And at the end, the director of nursing said, "Just a minute, I'll be with you." Went to her office, closed the door. She came out and she said, "Please come into my office for a minute." And I thought, oh, dude, this is too quick. You know, I'm not getting this. And she said, "We would be so excited to have you come and work for us. Would you be able to work days?" And I only wanted part-time. And I said, yes. And they said, "Could you do some evenings?" And I said, well, a little bit tenuous. I'm still nursing my baby, but yeah, I would try that if you really needed me. And she quoted me an hourly rate, which was 45 cents more than the other hospital that was close to me. And she said, "We're very excited to have you. You be a strong addition to our." And I walked out of there in a daze because I had never been, number one, better than I expected. And at the same time, it was so quick and it was so effortless. And it was like, oh my goodness. So now I had become kind of the partial breadwinner. And, but it was just how things, when our expectations don't, pan out, there's always that question. And then, I, um, can really feel the truth in it when Science of Mind says there are no mistakes and none have ever been made. And it was like, oh, I get it. But that leads us to a point, it leads us to a question. If there are no mistakes, and the quote went on to say, nothing ever happened in the past to hinder or hurt. And I think, but that hurt when I didn't get that job. I said, nothing ever happened in the past to hinder and hurt. And then I thought, no, wait a minute. And I felt myself stepping back and saying, well, if it's not to hinder or hurt, then it must be something to assist or help. And I could just kind of feel my mind just kind of, kind of this one, it's, I don't know, it's letting go, spirits, stretching you into something more. And I thought, oh, so no wonder there are no mistakes. We call them mistakes in our physical mind, when in reality, in our spiritual awareness, we're having this experience to help or assist. Yeah, that makes sense. So it just was like this beautiful awakening to help and assist. Oh, I just really like that reframing of it, taking it out of the physicalness of disappointment and putting it in a place of being of assistance and help to learn and grow. And then I realized, oh my goodness, then that explains what better than expected really means. This is an opportunity to learn and grow because we're sitting back in our spiritual awareness, our spiritual thought. I know when I was in high school, when I was preparing for today, I remembered that I was a senior, and no, this was back in the late 50s, early 60s, and I was the first woman to receive an athletic letter, and the school was all excited about it, and they didn't tell me what it was in, and I thought, yeah, it's going to be basketball. It's going to be basketball. I really shine there. It was in volleyball, and I was excited, but I was disappointed at the same time. But the real excitement came when the weekly advertiser came out, and it's across the whole front of it. The first female athletic award in the whole county. you know, and then it talked about, and I was kind of like, oh my goodness. Yes, I didn't get what I want, but it was even better when I realized what an important achievement this was doing, was uh just enjoying playing. But you think back over your lives, there are many times that things have turned out different and they end up being better than whatever you could expect. And there are other times that you might not get something, or it turn out the way you thought would be good, and it changes your whole life. One example that comes into my life, when uh, I was married, the kids were still preschool, and my husband and I had been having difficulty, and we had gone to counseling and um, done everything. And back in the uh, 70s, it's not, people didn't get divorces very often. And we had done everything that we could do and just decided it was time that we separate. And then we thought, no, we didn't want a separation. This is going to be a divorce. We had a real big challenge with that. I had a real big challenge with that. And my mother was so very good with that. And I know she wrote a poem and sent it to me. And it said, love is free. Now you are free to be at last. And I thought, what in the world is she talking about? Well, when I look back on that, as over the years, I realized that within that relationship, I was not able to do the things that I was put here to do. And it would have really restrained me. And then I further realized that, the purpose of our marriage was to have these two wonderful children, so that they could learn and grow and become the beautiful women that they are today. Their dad is still active in their life. Not very often, but he is still active and he has supported them in many different ways. But it was just sometimes we don't always know why things turn out the way they do. And then it's like, oh my goodness, I never would have become, I never would have become the president of the Holistic Nursing Association. I never would have done all the traveling that I have done. My life was completely different. And in looking back on it, it was and is better than I could than I could ever expect. Science of Minds does say there is no past, and I know that I can see that. There is no belief in the past to rise up against me. There is no past. What it's saying is one of the things I talk about all the time, is living in the present moment. In fact, living in the present moment, it's living on the edge of the present future, so that we are here looking forward and letting go of the past, because everything as we move forward can get better and better and better. And Science of Mind also goes on to remind us that I live in the now, free from yesterday or tomorrow. I live in the now. And many of you know me by now. I always talk about living in the present moment and being able to step back and feel the energy. So I like that. I live in the now, free from yesterday or tomorrow. Because when you stop and think about it, present moment is the only thing we have. That's all we have. And and if we spend our time bringing up the past or projecting into the future all the time, we miss the present moment. We miss being here and literally all the quiet little things that make our life so very, very rich. It's realizing that this is the only moment I have. And this moment, this breath determines the next moment. So how we live right now is going to determine the next moment, the next moment, and the next moment. So we can live in a life of joy and happiness, or we can live in a life of dread and fear. And it's that simple process of asking which one opens us up and which one closes us down. And it is it's so simple that it tends to elude us many times, and we get into that, oh dear, I gotta go to the dentist. I don't want to go to the dentist. I know what he's going to say. No, I'm going to go to the dentist. This is good. This is good. It's going to help me in every way. What he says is going to help me keep my teeth for a longer period of time, and this is right. This is good. Science of Mind finished finish that section that I was reading from it. And then it says, "Now I am happy, free, and complete. There are no mistakes." Mistakes, yes. And that is where I'm going to leave you today in this moment, because that's the only moment we have. We have been, and please remember, we have been ordained by the universe. I'm going to say that again. We have been ordained by the universe to be happy, to be joyous, and free. I mean, we've been ordained. You know how all the ritual that goes into an ordination of the Pope and different, you look at that. Our ordination isn't that great, but in my book, it's far more powerful to know that that is what I have been given, the potential to be happy, joyous, and free. So many blessings. Thank you for your presence here today. Much love. Bye.
Wow, thank you, Carolyn. That was beautiful. Um, the reminder of the no mistakes is so important, and of course, being in the present moment. I knew you were going to bring that up, but that's always a good thing. But the stories behind it, man, you were the first letter to get the first letter in your woman in your school or in the county. That's fantastic, and you know, and, just the fact that I have a feeling your daughter's husband, the car, probably showed up pretty quick. Not yet? Okay. Well, either way, it's going to be all replaced easily and effortlessly. So, but that, it just, thank you. Thank you. We'll let that over to whoever wants to talk now.
Yeah, going back to my younger self, it's like, you wish some of this wisdom was with with them, like, yeah, she left for Oregon, but that's okay, let her go. Or, you lost this job, but it's going to be okay. Or, of all the things that you go through. So yeah, I think for me, it means being spiritually centered and not, and I think for me, when I was going through a time in which I had at one time when I had the breakup of the woman going to Oregon. I was just, I had crazy thoughts in my head about leaving, taking my life. And I just got public about them. And, the people around me were very, very supportive. And they said, this is just, the one doctor would not let me out of his office until I promised him I wouldn't do it. He says, I'm going to give you some meds, but you got to promise me that you are, and I'm not going to let you out of this office until I am convinced that you are not going to do something stupid. He didn't say that, but so that's the reason I'm here today, is because, again, people have been, around and but again, there are no mistakes. So thank you.
That was obviously not a mistake.
No,
what the doctor said.
Yeah. Thank you. Well,
guess what? You're not the only one with a birthday on Thursday, September 18th.
Oh, goodness, look.
Leah, and so we had a party yesterday, and I didn't make a mistake, but GPS did. Yeah, I was on my way all the way to Steubenville. It's supposed to be about an hour and a half, right? And in East Liverpool, GPS, I don't know whether it shut off or it didn't reach its tower or what happened, and it guided me onto Route 30. I went through 3 states yesterday. Pretty soon I was across the Ohio River in West Virginia, then Pennsylvania, and they're like, something doesn't seem right. But I kept thinking 30 is going to have another way to get back across the river and be in Steubenville, right? Or some other way. So I called, fortunately, I called the party eventually, and they said, well, they told me how it was going to be. And I looked at the map finally. That was my, well, we won't call it a mistake, but I didn't have the chance to look at the map. I'm usually a map guy, First time I ever depended on GPS, I just let it assist me. And it took me the wrong place. It missed the mark, which is what mistake actually means, I believe, or sin. Well, the term sin is what but yeah, it made a mistake, but not me. I got there eventually.
But that whole idea of to help us learn and grow, it's like, okay, there's no mistakes. What we physically call a mistake is actually spirit guiding us into something more. And it's being able to just say, oh, okay. And kind of look around and say, hey, what else is going on here? Where do I need to be? What do I need to be doing?
Okay, well, thank you. I'm going to turn this over to Tim to do a song now.
I think to wrap up your talk, I would say what Reverend Darlene Sykes used to say about every time something or someone is leaving your life, whether it's for Utah or something else, they're making way for the right person or thing or situation to enter your life. When there's a change we'd like to see, then it's the change we have to be. All of life flows eternally, so let your thoughts move in harmony. New ideas are the world's greatest need. Remember, your mind is the place for their seed. All greater good is right here at hand. When we commit to understand. When there's a change we'd like to see, then it's the change we have to be. All of life flows flows eternally. So let your life move in harmony.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
You.
It is I asked him earlier if it was an original. It is. So, but again, we're always so glad.
If you like it, then it's an original.
Well,
I like it. I like it.
I think we all liked it. So it's an original, Tim. Thank you. All right. So it is that time in our service where we have the opportunity to give. And it is. This is where we have, there's a couple ways you can give. You can go through Zelle or you can go through PayPal. And you would go to SSC of Akron at gmail.com. That's Sierra Charlie at of Akron, AKRON at gmail.com. Or you can also send a check or a money order to with the word summit on it to 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio 44310. So with that, we're going to symbolically take our gifts right top over left and just know that all that we have, all that we give, all that we received is blessed in a very gracious manner, and that it goes to the work of Summit Center for Spiritual Living, and it goes to the truth that sets us free. And so it is. Amen. Okay. John?
Good more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine. Unlimited, infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm worthy and entitled to good and more good. Good crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to accept more good, express more good. Good, more good is ours, and ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, Spirit, and so it is.
Thank you, John. All right, it's time for announcements.
Hi there. Yeah. So I spend most of my week on New Thought Media Network. Go to ntmedia.org or check us out on YouTube. And also that a lot of the programs that I do are on our Facebook channel and soon to be on our YouTube channel. We have gotten notice that Facebook is taking a lot of our videos off after a month. So we are going... So I will get with our technical guru, Hannah, and we will start putting more of those on YouTube. But yeah, I think it's really great that we have, again, you have support 24 hours a day, and that it's just really wonderful. So again, if you want, our programming is on YouTube on New Thought Media Network, and love to have you check it out. And my show on Friday evenings, the Fireside Chat, that's where we get our beverage and we talk. So thank you. And John Miller, what are you doing these days?
Well, I'm posting my YesWise Inspiry on both YesWise.com and my YouTube channel, the YesWise YouTube channel. Just put in the word YesWise at YouTube and it should come up. So those are past episodes that are populating, and you can look at any of them anytime. They're just a few minutes.
Okay.
YesWise.
And the next week is John is our speaker.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the first Sunday in October, Carol Ann speaking again, which is good. And then Michael, I think you were the second. I know I'm the third, and I think John's the fourth again. So, and I'm looking for, unless Tim's ready to do a talk sometime, to let me know. Got it. So, all right, and Deb will be doing probably one in November, so that'll be good. So, and for go to www.broadjam.com/Tim Morrow, MAURO, to get any of his music. So, or to find his music. So, all right. So let's let's do our moment of silence. Am I missing anything else before I do that?
No, ring us in and ring us out.
Okay, all right, well, let me switch my sounds. Wait a minute. There we go. All right. So I'll bring us in, and what I want you to do is, before I do this, is to bring into mind anybody that may need some help with healing, or with whether it be an individual, an animal, the world, Mother Earth, our political system, whatever it may be, and know that all is good. So I will ring us in and then ring us out. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of peace. We are the people of peace. Sing out, people, sing out peace. We are the people of peace. We are the people of joy. We are the people of joy. Sing out, people, sing out joy. We are the people of joy. We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. And Hannah, you can end our Facebook feed. So, yeah, it's been wonderful seeing